Vantage Reading Paper, Part 2. Again, we're going to have a look at an overview of the paper and tips and techniques that can help you with this part of the paper. So quickly, here's an overview as you will see in the exam. Again, I've prepared it as a PowerPoint presentation. So just like Part 1, we'll go through it detail by detail. But just a quick summary. As you can see, it's a reading text on the left. Here you have 6 gaps, 0 as an example, and then 8 till 12. And on the right, you've got sentences A to G to choose from. You have to choose a sentence to fill each gap. But as I said before, we'll look at this in more detail through a PowerPoint presentation. So in this part of the test, you're given one text of 550 words with 6 gaps, and a sentence has been removed from each gap. We'll have a look at this in detail in a minute. So here you see the question in whole, which I've adapted to a PowerPoint presentation. Again, please, it is available as a PDF, so please download it so you have a hard copy in front of you that you can follow. Otherwise, you can just pause the video when you wish, just to read it in more detail. But I will be going through this in a lot more detail later on. You are given 7 sentences which are listed after the text. Here are the 7 sentences. So as you can see, they are listed A to G. Please pause the video if you want to read it in more detail, or have a look at your downloaded copy. Skills and techniques needed for this part of the test. First, we're going to have a look at skim reading for general meaning. Then we're going to have a look for cohesive features in missing sentences. Now, as we did with Part 1, synonyms played an extremely important part for Part 1. For Part 2, cohesive features is what we really need to look at in order to answer the questions in this part of the test. We're going to look for cohesive features in sentences before the gap and sentences that appear after the gap. Also, we're going to look for cohesive sentences in the missing sentences, as already mentioned. Again, just like in Part 1, we do need to have a vocabulary knowledge of synonyms. This can help us locate the missing sentence and where it fits within the text. Also, we're going to look at vocabulary and context and how this will help us in answering the question.